So I was supposed to be going to Yosemite today for Chloe's senior trip, but we had to cancel it a second time. We've gone to plan C, I guess, and we're gonna go to Delicate Arch and Moab, check the trail cams, go over to Bryce, swing over to Cedar City. Yeah, there's no swinging involved in any of that. It's basically covering the entire state, but we will get to see many cool things that I haven't been able to see before, and hopefully Chloe will enjoy it as much as I think she will.
I'm your host. Chloe May is behind me. This has been our second attempt to go to Yosemite, and it's the second failed attempt. It was supposed to be a trip for her graduation, but that has not worked out. The first time, Yosemite was closed for Corona. The second time, there are fires all over California, so you can't see Yosemite, or whatever it is you need to see there. Chloe knows all the details on it. So I just packed the food and come. So Kevin was all hot and bothered, standing there, watching me in the kitchen, trying to gather all the food and whatnot, because when you are the mother and you're going on a trip and leaving half the family home, you're also making sure they have everything they need. So it's like double packing. It's a lot. So anyway, we finally get in the car, and then Kevin, who is hot and bothered, gets a bishop call. So he has to go back in the house, and we've been waiting here like 30 minutes now, at least, right, Chloe? So anyways, we're gonna get on the road eventually, and we're probably like an hour behind schedule for what the bishop wanted to be. But anyways, duty calls. So it's gonna be really fun though. I'm really glad to have Chloe all to ourselves, and all the rest of the kids will be fine. They can hold their own. Luckily, as one ages out, one ages up, so they can take care of the younger kids, so that Kevin and I can get away sometimes with the older kids. So it's worked out pretty good. So we are headed to Arches. We're headed to Arches. Well, actually, first Moab, then Kevin's got to go on a little detour to check his camera.
We're going to Corona, Arch, and Moab, and then Arches for Delicate Arch.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. But before that, Kevin, me and Chloe are going to hang out in the hotel, hopefully, if we can get an early checkout. And he's going to go check his cameras for, which kind of hunting? Deer, elk, something. He's got a camera set up, a trail cam set up in, I can't remember where, but like an hour from Moab. So anyways, it's going to be a great day, and we will update you soon.
We're here at our first stop, Corona Arch. That's not it, but that's just some pretty background.
Ironically, our first stop is Corona Arch. Corona Arch. We're not making that up. That's real.
This wasn't originally on the schedule, but I was like, we have to go to Corona Arch during Corona.
I think it's somewhere up there, which is upsetting.
It is upsetting. It's like so hot. It like makes you feel bad about yourself. I wasn't expecting this, but we are in Moab, so kind of stupid.
We made it.
They weren't prepared for a hike right now,
Got my shoes.
but I'm always prepared. Sorry, Grandpa.
Old man walking sticks. I never use.
Never.
I always take them.
Okay, if we make it, we'll show you. already kind of got some footage in the car. These rock formations kind of look like mini half domes. So it's like a little bit of Yosemite in our Moab. They're taking their sweet time because they don't love me. I'm trying to tell them the longer we are out here, the less motivation we'll have and the quicker we'll die. So, railroad crossing. So freaking hot. Told my parents the heat is drying up my bread.
I brought some eggs.
Quick, quick, faster. It says to quickly cross. I just feel weak.
Yeah.
And super close to blacking
Well, that didn't go well. Kloe got really lightheaded, and I wasn't doing very good either. It was 98 degrees, which I realized I don't really hike that in that hot of heat. I'm usually in the Uintas or just elevations that are probably 80 or less. So Kevin had me go ahead, and I left what water we had, and so I came ahead to get the car started, to put some water bottles out to thaw. Sorry, I can't think straight very well. And then we just didn't, this wasn't the plan. I don't know if we have said that. It wasn't the plan. We were gonna do this tonight when it cooled down a little, but the way that it worked out, things changed. So there's not much shade up there, so I'm a little nervous. We're the only ones here, so they were just gonna take it slow coming down, and I'm gonna wait a little bit, and if I need to, I'll go back up and meet them with some water. I left them with water, but not as much as they probably need. So hopefully Kevin's okay. I think Kloe and I were worse than Kevin. So anyways, we're not having great luck with this outdoor stuff.
So we finished up that hike with Kloe. We nearly died because of the heat. It wasn't necessarily a tough hike or that long. It was super hot, and our water did not stay cold. It kind of changed our plans up a little bit. We were planning on doing that, and then I was going to drop them off at the hotel, and I'm running out now to go and check the trail cameras while the girls rest up. And then instead of going to Delicate Arch tonight, we are going to go to a nice dinner overlooking the valley, watch the sunset, and then we'll go at the butt crack of dawn and try and do Delicate Arch when it's not quite so hot outside. I'll keep you posted, but I'm on my way out to the hunting area to check trail cameras that I set up last month out there. Fingers crossed that there's something good on it.
The details were expressed without the vigorous enthusiasm I'd come to expect from Tianco.
So this ridge up here, the trail cam is up on top up here, and there's a escape route that the deer take to go up and over. There's also an escape route over here, but somebody else had their trail cam already set up over there. So that's where I'm headed, is up over here. I'll take you along with me and we'll see what there is to see on the trail cam. Okay, so I made it to the spot to park the car and hike up the hill to check the trail cam. You may have heard the last time I went to do this, I had to make several trips because I kept forgetting different things, and so this time I've got my satchel with all the necessary things so that I can check the card and whatnot. Oh, there's a new fence up here. That's troubling. I also have my readers because I'm wearing contacts, so I can wear my sunglasses and I can't see without it, but I'm seeing a brand new fence up here. We'll see where that goes. Keep you posted. It almost looks like somebody's blazed a trail through here to put up the fence. I don't remember this being this obvious. One thing that is super helpful, and I don't know how my old man and his brothers ever lived without it, but I have Onyx, which is a map that is available to me offline that shows me that blue dot is where I'm at right now. That spotted line is my track from the last time I was here, and where I put the camera exactly, it'll show me a pinpointed tree where I put the camera. So we're gonna keep following this trail and hopefully nobody's messed with the trail camera. It's a little bit thicker through this part. You can see how Becky got her legs all scraped up. Also, Kloe, you may be interested to know, probably not, that it's probably 20 to maybe even 30 degrees cooler up here. So this hike is actually pretty pleasant. I brought my water so that we don't run into that problem again. So anyway, I'll get back to you when we get to the top. All right, here's the top of the ridge line. We made it. I dropped over so you could see Jack's down into this valley. Sometimes there's water down there, sometimes there's not. Over along this area here is where me and Coda made a push one year and just saw tons and tons of bear scat everywhere. Haven't run into any bears. Fingers crossed that we don't. Don't get me wrong, I'm hoping I don't see a bear up here. I don't know if the camera does it justice, but it's pretty steep down to the bottom there. This makes for a perfect escape up over this saddle up here. There's a really heavily worn game trail up here, but I don't see any fresh sign. I'm a little concerned because I think my camera is supposed to be on a tree back over there, but it might be a little too far. It might be just below me down here. It's supposed to be on a tree closer to me than what I thought or what I pointed out, but it doesn't look like it's there either. That's part of the problem with Utah, is that people aren't very respectful of other people's property and whatnot, and so if they see something they want, they just take it, and they figure that this area is theirs, not yours. Oh, sorry, rant for nothing. It's a tree much further down and I see it hanging down there, so strike all that last part. It's on this tree down here. I thought it was up here on these closer trees. So let's go check it out. Here it is. The camera's right here. There's the valley down there, and then I've got it looking at this game trail that comes right through here. So let's open it up and see. I guess the next step here is to see if anybody stole the memory card or not. Well, the screen's not on. That's not a great sign. Okay, so this is exciting. It's hard to tell. I thought I set the date on this, but the first thing that pops up is somebody sneaking away from my trail cam. I don't know if they turned it off or what happened, but at least they didn't take the card. Another thing that's interesting on here is that there's a cow elk. So that's good news for Janie. 4,500 items. That's a lot to put to the phone. I'm not sure I want to do that. But there's a couple elk in these first ones I'm looking at. Hard to tell. I'm not familiar with this like Jaxer is. I'm excited that it seemed to have captured some animals. That's exciting. Janie has a cow elk tag for this area later this year, so hopefully the elk show up multiple times and we're able to dial in on an elk. That would be excellent for Janie, and there's a road not that far back over the hill from here, and it's a steep hike up, but it'll be cake going down with some meat. So I think I'm gonna grab this and take it with me. I don't have a lot of time. I need to get back to Kloe and Mom. They're back at the hotel resting up, and we're gonna go get some dinner tonight at a cool restaurant. So I'm gonna grab the camera and my stuff. I did have everything I needed in my bag this time. I had the memory card adapter and the memory card reader in the bag, and so that's positive. No more multiple trips up here. So I'm gonna grab this stuff and head back to the car and head back down. So this is just another look at that trail where the pictures of the elk are gonna be. I'm gonna go up here on top, Jackson, show you where a good spot for a tree stand is up there. The top of the saddle here, there's lots of mature trees, and there's game trails going off in every direction through here. I think get up in any one of these trees in here to put a nice tree stand. I also have deer tag for this area, and because I signed up as part of the dedicated hunter program, I can hunt all of the seasons. So archery, muzzleloader, rifle, and then extended archery. And so I can, in that program, I can take 2 deer in 3 years, so I can be a little selective about it, but it allows me to put a weapon in my hand multiple times throughout the year instead of just one lucky weekend or 2. So here's a little bit better view of this crossroads up here. Hopefully you can tell. It's hard to tell what translates on the camera and what doesn't, but it's a really nice area between 2 canyons where we know animals are. So I was thinking for archery, any one of these trees up in here would be good for a tree stand for archery. Maybe catch something coming through these trails. Exciting. I can't wait to put this memory card on the computer. It seems like Jackson said that it's hard until you get back and put the memory card in the computer to see exactly what it is that you've got pictures of. So I'm just excited that the camera was still there and that there are animals on it. Especially excited that there are cow elk. I wasn't really targeting this area for elk, but since Janie has a license, it would be perfect if there were elk in here, especially cow elk, because that's what her tag is for. All right, I'm gonna follow my Onyx and get back to the car. All right, I can see the car down there through the trees. That's right, you heard me correctly. I said car because the truck is with Tanner Transmissions and they're bad at their job. Paid to have a brand new transmission put in the truck, and it's on its third time back at Tanner because it still doesn't perform, and I'm pretty sure it's because they never put a new transmission in it to begin with. I think they probably changed the fluid in there and then hoped that I wouldn't notice the difference, or that would somehow be what the problem was, but it was getting progressively worse. Couldn't get it to go in reverse, which is kind of a big deal. And so they've got it back. I went in there yesterday to throw a tantrum, and of course somebody new was in there and didn't know anything about it, and it's been sent out to the shop to get parts, whatever that means. So I'm in the car, and they've done some kind of work to the roads since I was up here last with Becky, and they're in really good condition, so the car did well. I was worried about that, but it seems to have handled the roads fine. There are people in the same campgrounds where they always are, but there's plenty of other places available to stay. So I'm excited to come back here and get even more familiar with this area. The new fence that I saw up down here doesn't seem to be in play at all up where the camera was, so hopefully there are no new private property boundaries or anything like that. I'll have to update my Onyx map and make sure that everything is copacetti there. One thing that I want to point out real quick, this is a pro tip. I give Jackson pro tips. So I got these new shoes that I really am happy with. I got hiking shoes because most of my hunting has been done in Arizona, but see the tread on there? That is a great gripping tread. It doesn't slip at all, but they cinch up tight to my feet and hold on great, which is good for hiking, not so good in the car. So when I come back, I've got my cruising Crocs, and so I put those on when I get back, and oh, my feet thank me so much. I'll just show you how hard I've been hiking today. Put holes right in my socks. There's that foot, and I believe, if it feels right, oh yeah, holes in this sock. And I'm sure that it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that I've had these socks for years and wear them pretty much daily, and that it has everything to do with how hard I've worked today hiking. That's the story I'm going with, and I'm sticking to it.
Another lecture erupted, stressing how we might have been killed and how we should never go any place without letting someone know.
New crook goofing. Going to dinner at the Sunset Grill.
New croc goofing.
I already said that.
No salt and pepper.
This guy's a copier, got the exact same thing as me.
Are you taking photos?
No, a video of your food. Devour.